This lesson is about inequalities. We're going to build on previous knowledge to understand what an inequality is. When we first started talking about variables, we started with expressions. In an expression, a variable can have any value. This letter could have any value at all, infinite values, all values. Why? Because there is no equal sign. So this could be any value that I want. That is true for expressions. Now this is a linear equation where this variable has only one possible value. The only number that you could put here that will make both sides of the equation equal is the number 15. So in an equation, in this type of equation we're studying now, the variable can only have one possible value. In the future, you will see equations where the variable can have two possible values or infinite values. But in this case, and in all the equations that we'll see in this unit, your variables had one only possible value. But now we're studying inequalities. In inequalities, my variable, in this case, m is greater than 10. The letter m can have any value that is more than 10. So it could be 10.0001, it could be 11, it could be 23, it could be a million, a billion, 300,000, any number that is greater than 10, but it would not be possible for this m to be 10, 9, 8, 7, or any of those numbers. Inequalities are graphed using number lines. This inequality says that m is a number that is greater than 3. The variable m represents any number that is more than 3. Because we're talking about any number that is more than 3, we cannot just choose number 3. Because we're talking about number 3 and all the other numbers here, but yet be very careful. This says m is more than 3. So 3 is not part of my inequality. The way we show that is by drawing a circle that is empty around the 3. This circle represents that my inequality starts at 3 but is not including 3 as part of it. Then, to represent that it's all the numbers greater than 3, we draw a number line towards those numbers which are greater than 3, like number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is the way our arrowhead is going to point. There are 4 different signs that we use in inequalities. We use the less than, the greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equals to. The difference between these is that this one does not include the number. Therefore, it is empty. So you can connect that when you see this line underneath, your circle is going to be filled in. When there is no line, your circle is going to be empty. You will have the opportunity to practice some of these, how to graph some of these inequalities. I am going to model a couple for you. In this case, I'm saying that k is any number that is less than negative 4. So I'm going to do, my first step is find negative 4 in my number line, which is right here, and I'm going to draw a circle here. This circle will be empty because there is no equal sign underneath, and I'm going to now trace an arrow that says that k is less than negative 4, and the numbers that are less than negative 4 are going to the left. And I'm going to have an arrowhead indicating that all these numbers forever and ever and ever, what we call the negative infinity, are covered by this inequality that's going towards the negative infinity. This one says that j is any number that is less than or equal to 7. So my first step is find number 7. It's right here. I'm going to draw a circle right there. But here I have an equal sign. So this means that this inequality includes the number 7, so I'm going to fill it in. Then numbers less than 7. What are the numbers that are less than 7? Well, 6, 5, 4. So that way I'm going to draw my arrow with an arrowhead pointing that way. Let me model one more. H is greater than 0. So in this case, I'm going to go to the number 0. I'm going to draw a circle. I am not going to fill it in because there is no equal here. And this says that H is the numbers more than 0. So more than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go to the right. And that is how I draw this inequality. This is a math space task. This says plot the inequality x greater than or equal to 0 on the number line below. This is the way you do it. You have to find your number in the number line and you click on it. Once you click, you get a kind of a dot, and you're going to say, it says x is greater than 0. So you're going to look at the numbers more than 0. So the greater than 0 is going to be to the right. You click, hold, and drag. If you stop here, that is wrong. You have to keep going until it becomes an arrowhead, and that is complete. Now, this one has an equal. You leave it like that, and that is your answer to that question. This is another example. This one says plot the inequality x is greater than 3. You go to number 3, you'll say, Ms. Garcia, there's no 3. There is a 3. If this is 0 and this is 5, that means that 3 is somewhere here. So 0, 1, 2, 3 is right here. I click, it says greater than 3, so I'm going to go to the numbers that are greater than 3 to the right. Now I have something that I have to pay attention here. You see there is no equal sign, so this has to be empty. I click there where it's empty, and now that is correct. I can submit. This is another type of question where it says state the inequality for x that is represented on the number line. So they're telling me the letter is x. I'm going to start writing my letter x here. I'm going to look at my graph. This is 0 and it's empty, so I'm going to use the signs from here. I'm going to click here, and x is greater than 0 because all these numbers are greater than 0. How do I know it's 0? Because that's the number where my dot is. I write my number 0 and I submit. And those are the two types of questions that you will see in the math space task.